crease. Okay, so this will be right under the brow bone and between that and the crease. This is called the transition area right here. And I'm just going to windshield wipe that. Okay. And that just kind of, it's a neutral area. That's all it is. Because you've got this shining highlight, and then you want to transition down to whatever color you're going to use in your crease. And we're going to stay in the brown tones because the little shirt that I'm wearing today with the puffies, that will just be real pretty. Okay, so you see, it's not necessarily a heavy color, even though this is pretty gray in my opinion. I feel like this is really gray and taupey. But that's okay. That's a good color for transition, to be honest. And it just is going to ease up the change or the transition of color. And now we're going to go in here with this crease color and see how there's similar colors. That's why it's called transition. It transitions it. And then you can smoke out on the edges with what will be a darker shade. And so we're going to go right into the crease with this color. This is a more chocolatey color. Okay. Okay. Actually, it's darker than it looks in the pan. This looks kind of dark if you ask me. There you go. Edge. Yeah, to me that's kind of dark. Okay, and they also have in here a blending color, which clearly has got a clay or orange undertone, tan undertone to it, but we'll use it. So we're going to use that to blend the two. That's really the point of the transition color, to be honest with you. But it probably will help it tone it down a little if you want to know the truth. That's why I'm really using this. Yeah. Let's just blend it a little more. Okay, that's a nice kind of color combo. Y'all, I'm even having a bump come up. I'm really wondering if that orchid oil was not the best thing for me. Because I feel like that's the only thing I put all over my face. You know, that was the Clarins orchid oil that I showed y'all the other day. I used it today. And I feel like I'm itchy in here and right there. There's a bump that's actually come up. So, interesting. Okay, what else? They have a smoke out color, which we can use. I would use a pencil brush for smoking out, just in case, because that's kind of strong. Where is my pencil brush? Where's your pencil brush? There it is. But that's the light colored one. I also have a dark colored one. I prefer to use a dark colored one when I use a dark color. Oh, get it? I don't see it. This is the boo-boo of having too many brushes. And I looked at a brush set the other day and I thought, oh, how pretty. I'd love to have that. And I was like, no, you don't need any more brushes. This is M.O. Makeup of the Day, M-O-T-D, Pencil Man, so it's a pencil brush. And it's got dark bristles, so I'm going to use that on the smoke color, which again has more of an orange tone to it. And I'm just going to use that out here and making the outer V a little more pronounced. And that's what gives that smoked out look, is you have a little bit darker out here. Don't come in with it. Just stay in the outer V. Because it is darker, and you don't want to get any darker than we already are. This kind of went dark, y'all. It doesn't look that way in the pan. Yeah. And I'm going to use a smudger brush for underneath. And it says the lash line, which is pretty dark. outer eyelid, outer eyelid, outer eyelid. I'm not going to use any of the shimmers, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe I will. But for right now, we're going to use this on the lash line like they tell you to use on the lash line, which honestly is just a charcoal color. You just literally go through the lashes. Not under it, you go through it. And then you just kind of stamp it in on top. And all you're doing is you're coloring in the skin in between so that you don't see all the little fleshy color. And so it's like a powder liner is what you're doing. And the reason I use this, I mean, most people use a liner brush. I use this because to me it's just as skinny. Actually, it's a little fatter, which I kind of like. Here's my liner brush. This is Sigma Small Angle E65. And also I have to always lick it because it just doesn't stick on good. And it's meant to be for creams. But this is where you can go through your lashes really thin, if you want to do it thin. And also where you can reinforce the brow with this. That's what this is really good for as well. Is actually drawing in the brow. Reinforcing the lash. Because usually you put a brow cream on this. Oh, this has a blue tone to it. That's so weird. That's the weirdest color it changed. Or maybe it didn't. Maybe it's me that's changing. Okay. For fun, this would be the end look, except I haven't blended out very good yet. Let's blend out. Let's blendy blend. And again, the color that they have for blending is very clay toned. So I'm just cleaning off the brush here on this cloth, and I'm going to just get rid of color. That did not get rid of color. Do you see what that did? That was not a colorless, that was not cleaned. That was not clean at all. Now I almost feel like I gotta do both of them. Dang. That needs to be washed, Beth. Where is a clean one? Hold on, let me find a clean. There's one. Excuse me. Oh, you know what? When I look down on where I wiped it off, a bunch of paint came off. So yeah, we just put pink there. So this one is clean. Let's hope. And I'm just gonna kind of neutral out this area here and here, just kind of blending the edges. Just the edges is all I want to blend. Get some of the color off is what I'm doing. And then if you want to, you can kind of rub through the color to kind of tone it down and blend it in a little. You can even do that underneath if you want to. Okay. So now we're blended, but what we could go ahead and do, since they are offering it, is use an outer lid color. So I will go ahead and do that. So for outer lid, I will go ahead and use this eye-catching crease. I'm going to use this crease brush. Let me make sure there's no color on it. It did have color on it. That tells you I have not washed my brushes often enough. Okay, that's better. We're going to use this outer lid color that's got almost like a taupey gold instead of a taupey silver color. And let's just see how it looks. And you stay on the outer area only. I don't feel like that did that much. But sometimes it's all you need. You don't always got to have this huge sensational change. Okay, on that side, it seemed to change it a little more, so maybe I just didn't get this very good. I think that the way you apply makeup does have a lot to do with if you're left or right-handed, because like this looks like a better blend, and I think it's just because I'm coming across, which is I'm going up there. I feel like that's enough. Especially in the sunlight, I feel like that will be just plenty enough. And I don't want to bring it to the inner eye. So that is the look for today. I do feel like it's very heavy again. You know, this seems like it's a light palette, but y'all, you know, I used a lot of color today, but we blended and we did matte, all these mattes. And then we just did this one outer eyelid color, which actually, I guess it meant on the lid. I went above it. Let's go on it. Yeah. And using your finger is always more effective at getting the coverage. There. Yeah, definitely. And you know, we never did put anything on the lid. Let's get crazy. Let's use this. No, not the Glam color. Center lid. Outer lid. We'll use this. And we're going to just blend it in with my other finger. And all that does is lighten it up in the center. And whenever I put in something on the center, I always go over it twice to make sure you get the color. And then I blend a little in front and a little around so that you don't just have this dot of color. Just kind of blend it around just a little to blend it in. Okay, so that's the look. It did lighten it up. And it goes fine with this shirt because of my puppy dogs. They're in that same color range. So it does look cute. And then once you put on liner and you put on mascara, that will really, it actually kind of calms things down because you have the black there. And so I think this will end up looking pretty. I think I am going to blend it out a little bit more. But that is I still think it's a good palette. It's still one of the palettes that I'm going to use for when I do the Bible giveaway. This will be one of the palettes that I give away. This one and the by Terry Paris one. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'm going to go blend out a little more and then add liner and mascara, and I'll talk to you again soon. I love you guys.